that wasn't good enough for them to treat me well. Wow, I never realized that before.
Yeah. Wow. You think
So it's
that's
like I can be my best and it's still not going to make someone care about me.
wow.
It's pretty big.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you what I'm feeling right now. And I'm gonna be honest, like the person in the at the elevator, I just got one thing that my heart is telling me right now. Because logically, and with everything that I have learned, I have nothing to say at all. But my heart is saying, my heart strongly wants to hear you. It's like it's telling me, hear her. It just keeps going that like right now I'm feeling it like saying, hear her, hear her.
Maybe
Like it's
that's
like
me telling me to listen.
it's just yeah, it could be, but it's just like it wants to it wants to hear, it wants you to let it out.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
It's like it's telling me like it's like the
I don't know.
feeling
The
I
only
had
thing
just
that
now.
comes to mind is thinking of like this guy I dated named Brian. He's like the my favorite ex ever. Always made me feel so comfortable in my skin. Even though, like, even when I felt ugly, he'd be like, "I know that you feel that way, but I wish you could see through my eyes." So instead of invalidating how I felt, like, "No, you're pretty," he'd be like, "No, I totally get that you feel that, but this is how I see you, and I wish you could see how I see you." And then he would even tell, I don't know, just the way that he went about it made me feel so different. He'd always be like, "My favorite thing is like when you first wake up," and not in a cheesy way. When guys say that when they're trying to sleep with you or like
Yeah.
whatever. Like he really meant it. And he's been the only person that's ever made me feel that way because, like, my last ex, he has all the exact same insecurities as me. That's why we couldn't enjoy sex unless we were drinking, because we would both be so have the exact same type of insecurities that, like, I'd be like, "Well, why can't you do like this?" And he's like, "Well, because I'm thinking that I'm fat and ugly." I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, we're both feel the exact same way. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Um
It's
but
rough. It's rough, especially now, to know that it's not me, but I still can't enjoy it. Like, I still can't let it go. I think that's what's really bothering me, is knowing, like, I can let all this other stuff go. I can detach from all this other stuff, but I still can't function if I don't put on makeup. Like,
wow.
I mean, I'll go to the store or whatever, but I'm not going to get on here. Like, I can't stand even getting on ITP. Like, that's why if I don't have time to really do it, I put on my glasses and I'm just like, "Oh God, I hope people don't really notice." Like, but I'm still so contracted and I feel like shit. Even trying to detach, I can't.
Wow. Yeah.
That's
And
why I hate people that are like, "It's taking you so long to get ready." Oh my, like, oh my God, it makes me shut down immediately. That's why I don't get ready with people anymore, because, girlfriends like to be like, "Oh, let's get ready together." I'm like, "No, fuck that." Like, that's why I'll lie to somebody and I'll start getting ready like way before I tell them I am. So they'll be
mhm.
like, "Oh no, I just got out of the shower," which earlier I really did just get out of the shower. But like, if I'm going out or something, I'll be like, "Oh no, I totally just got out of the shower," but like I had already started. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
it's it's like this addiction, I guess. Now to put it into words like that, I guess it is an addiction.
Yeah.
But it's also how I feel. Like, it's different than like trying to numb out. I'm not trying to numb out. Like, I'm just trying to function. And like feeling ugly, it's just, that's the most debilitating thing I could ever feel. It's awful.
What do you think will happen if you get to a point you don't feel ugly? Do you think you will
Oh,
lose yourself?
I think that would be enlightenment to me. That would be the biggest freedom ever. Like, if I could have one thing in life, it would be to just not give a shit and feel the same way I do when I put on all makeup, as if I roll out of bed. Like, that would be the
Wow.
ultimate freedom to me, more so than anything else.
Wow. But there was one part that comes to my mind right now. I don't know if you want to hear it. Are you willing? Um, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Forget. You're probably gonna be like you say it anyway. So, um, yesterday when you were talking to me, and there was one time you got up to get your headphones, and you kind of ran, and I swear I felt like that was like the most. It was. I still got it in my memory because it looked like a younger. It looked like your inner child just got up, like, wow, I could be myself, and just got up and ran like the way you were running. It seems like you were young, like, you know, and that was so amazing. I didn't know if I was in the right place to say that yesterday, but oh, if you were,
I
so I
probably
kept it.
wouldn't. I wouldn't have received it the same as, especially after laying in bed with, you know what I'm saying? Like it, yeah, I probably wouldn't have received it the same.
Yeah, it just came to me now because I really thought that was pretty cool because I remember saying, "Oh, look, she looks like she's on her inner child right now."
See, when I do stuff like that and I'm being silly, that's when I feel the most free. Like being weird and saying weird things and running silly or being like, like just being weird. And that's when I feel alive and free and
And
I
that's
guess
the
connected with,
yeah, and that was the real you.
yeah.
So I got to meet the real you yesterday.
Well, I mean, I was still real yesterday.
No, you were, but I got to see your inner child for at least a minute or two,
Yeah.
wasn't it? And to me, that was the most amazing thing.
That's so cool. No one's ever said anything like that. That's probably going to be like the best, one of the favorite, my favorite things I've ever heard. That's cool.
And all it took was just you getting up and running. It's
No, but it
weird,
makes
isn't it?
total sense. No, it does. Because I'm so stuck in this, like, what do I look like? Because that's been the hell that I've been trapped in my entire life. Like, I can remember being, I remember being 4 and my mom doing my hair, and I looked over at the little picture on the wall, and it says, "Be patient, great beauty takes time." But I couldn't read it, and I said, "Be patient." And I remember she's like, "Be patient, great beauty takes time." And I think that's when it started of like
Hmm.
all about how you look instead of, I don't, I just, my memories just, I mean, I don't remember most of my childhood, but I can't remember a time my parents ever were like, "We love you exactly how you are. Like, you're perfect the way." I don't remember that ever. I remember, like, you're the most, people are talking about how beautiful you are and you act this way. You're more beautiful than Emily and you're better looking than Ryan. And like, you still act this way. Like just shame. Like, I'm so pretty, so I should be more than I am because I'm pretty. So,
Hmm. Yeah, I know because I feel like my wife felt kind of like the similar because she got put through similar, well, kind of shame. She was shamed about the way she looked by her parents many times. So she had like that self, she have a similar pattern when it comes to that on that part that you just said. Um, and I talked to her a lot about it, and I just let her be who she is, and she feels so happy just being her natural self, and I just let her be. Yes, yes, I do love it when she sometimes put her makeup and do her hair and stuff, and but if she doesn't want to, I'm not gonna force her. I tell her she's just as good just the way she is right now.
yeah.
Like and that's exactly what I was trying to tell you. Like when I saw that, when I saw you running right there, I was like, man, if she could just realize that if she could find a way to just be like that, like she was there, like she was for those like 2 minutes, or 2 or 3 minutes that it took her to do that, always, I believe your life would be like amazing.
Well, shit.
No, I would think
No, I get what you mean.
you will find the right person. You will find the right guy that really loves you for who you are, for your true self, for that inner child that I saw.
And I will tell you, the Brian guy I talked about, I was like that all the time. That's what we did all the time. Was we would, because he worked out of town a lot, so we would video chat with like funny filters and stuff. Like that's the most fun I've ever had in my life. And fun is how I'm free. It was, I mean, we just weren't in a, we were both had toxic issues. So it's like when we get angry, it was just bad. But that's the most, I mean, I was just myself. Like I didn't have to try to look good, or like I could, even if I felt like shit and felt contracted, I still felt like he loved me and just totally appreciated me. And
I'm feeling right now like something good just happened. No, I'm feeling like my universe is telling me like you did it, good job,
well, good.
and I'm like I don't know, something happened, and I don't know if you're ever gonna see it or you're gonna see it, but something happened, and maybe you needed to be seeing so part on something, and you got it. I don't know. I'm feeling a lot of joy right now, and I'm really excited for you.
See, my
Uh,
mind immediately went to like, oh, that means that like one of them is like, there's going to be a man, or like one of my exes is going to miss me. And so I'm like, ah, nope, I'm still definitely codependent and attached. So like, that's why I know like I'm still going to be alone for a while. And even saying that out loud, that sucks. Like, I don't like it, but I'm okay with it.
yeah, that's okay. That's okay because the truth is you're not alone. You got all of us here.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's
I know,
totally
I
not the
know,
same.
I
It's
know.
not the same as like going to bed with your best friend and talking in silly voices and like, because that's what makes me happy. And now that Ezra's getting older, he's not into it quite as much. He still sleeps with me, but like, that's where my joy is like I want to be with my partner and like we're just best friends and we're just stupid all the time. Like we do stupid shit. Like that's my favorite. That makes me feel good, happy, joyful.
And that's good. Um, and well,
Ooh, gosh, maybe this is a reminder to me that I need to stop trying to find this a spiritually evolved man and like I need to bring back my that spark. That's probably what this means. It's like
ooh, ooh,
yeah,
I like that.
the childlike stuff is more important than finding a man that's on my level.
Yeah,
Because I've been discrediting like every man I come across because I'm like, oh, you don't believe in surrender? Next.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I will say you could give, you could give those guys could give them a chance. You never know if one of them might open up to what you're doing. They might be,
yep, that's
they,
exactly what this is. God,
yeah, they might not be doing it at the moment, but maybe the mission, the life brought that person to you because you are gonna be the one that's gonna introduce them to that, and then they're gonna start awakening with you, and then they're gonna be like, oh wow,
so then I'll have like my own personal Kyle because that's totally what I want. Is like I'm not attracted to Kyle, but like I want like a Kyle that's like can make anything so fucking funny, but can also cry and be like so vulnerable. Like that's the my idea of like the perfect mate for me. Like equal sense of like humor and like total authenticity and vulnerability.
wow,
Period.
yeah, that you could definitely have that, and you will soon, soon.
Oh my gosh, and it's 11:11. How funny. Oh, you probably can't see it from there, but how funny.
Manifesting that for you.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's totally like I already feel the lightness if that's what this was. That's like I need to go back to the fun because I've totally cut that part off of me. I have because I'm like, well, if you're spiritual, you can't like you got to be over here. Like comes across so serious to me. Even when he tries to be funny, he's still like he's just not like Kyle funny. There's nothing wrong with Aaron. He's perfect. He's great, and he does make me laugh when he cusses. But like to me, I'm just so stoic over here. Like, nope, it's spirituality. We've got to be so serious about it. And like, if
Hmm.
I'm joking around about stuff, then people aren't going to take it serious. So like, I just got to be serious.
I feel like okay. Wow, that was good.
Yeah. So totally needed because I've lost my joy, or my human has lost her joy. Even though like I can feel great and doing all this, like I do feel great most of the time. Even when stuff sucks, I'm still like, this is so awesome. But then that the childlike innocence and childlike curiosity is totally gone. Like she's been gone for a long time,
Okay.
a
But
long time.
will I be wrong if I say that it's starting to come back?
Yeah, yeah. I can
Uh,
I
You
can
could see
tell.
that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I could see it too.
It's I think this is giving me the permission that it's totally okay. Like it's totally possible to be super into surrender and also be silly and like fun. Like
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
have both, you can have all of it. You don't have to be one type of person.
You
And
could
the
be.
labels are what's getting me in trouble anyway. It's like
Hmm.
so if I want to be stupid and talk weird or look at funny shit, like it's totally okay.
Yeah, and you could definitely and yeah. And I see that too. I see that you noticing that. I see that it's coming back. That's why that was so incredible to me when I saw you in that way. Like it was, it was good.
That's what I knew something was gonna come through. That's why I was like, say what you're gonna like.
I
It's
know,
not like
I know.
it's not like you're some random dude that I think is gonna be in it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm human. I'm still dealing with my own. I'm in my own journey, my own path, and I still got
right, right. I'm just
my
saying. I think everything that we say comes from a different place than if it was like a stranger. They'd be like, I don't know. You know what I'm
because
saying? Like,
yeah, because I have my own insecurities. Especially when I said things to because I always felt like I always had to think that women are one of God's most beautiful creations, and I always been trying to help them. I don't know. I always feel like I need to help the ladies for some reason, and then sometimes I still have my man mentality, though. So I can't completely understand them. I try my best, but then I try to help out. And I remember when I was in college and stuff, I always would say something, and they'll tell me something like, "I don't understand. You don't understand," or I feel like kind of trigger them more or made it worse. But so
mm-hmm.
that's why I had that insecurity kind of still in my head, and it it's like I don't want to end this call, and you like,
But see, but now I want to put that to rest in the fact of if anybody was to trigger me, I'd prefer it come from you because this is a learning thing. Like we're doing the same type of work, so any trigger isn't going to be where I think you did something wrong. Like I'm totally
ooh,
self-aware to where anything that you do to piss me off, even if you're to be like, "Ha, you fat ugly bitch," like even if I'm saying even if you did that, I would still know that it was
yeah.
me that was triggered by it because like I would have to think that that could be true, or I would have to be hurt that you would disrespect me. Otherwise, I'd be like, okay, like it would fly right over me, and I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, okay, bye. Like,
I
you know
think
what I'm saying? So there isn't anything. That's why I want to put that to rest. Of like, you're free to say whatever you want to say because I need to hear. It's essentially like I'm talking to you. You are me, and I am you. So it's like
so. As you were saying that, I think I figured out what is that's going on. I think it just came to my head. It goes back to abandonment. It goes all the way back to abandonment. I feel if I was afraid of saying the wrong thing because I didn't want to trigger you and get you angry to the point that didn't want to talk to me and you will abandon me.
I felt that earlier because like there's a lot of times I'll cut you off and then you'll go back and be like, well, what I was trying to say was, and I'm like, every time you do that, I'm like, oh my God, he hates me. And like, he's totally going to abandon me. Like but I catch myself doing it, but it doesn't lessen. So I'm like, okay, assuming what people think and then the ugly, feeling ugly thing, those two things are like, I need Kyle's help big time. No, like
Me too, but
I
you
can't
know,
figure those out.
I just became aware of that. So not only did the universe told me to hear you, but maybe was to also make myself aware of that part.
Hmm. Because
Because
we're open to not trying to think from our mind. We know that when we talk, we can be in a flow, and that's when things come out. That's why I think ITP nights are so important because that's when we can be creative and shit can flow out, like
hmm
instead of trying
wow,
to navigate with our logic.
wow, this was good. This
Yeah.
might be another video.